oldest fossils are over 3 billion years old. That's really, really, really old. And the newest fossils are still 10,000 years old, which is still pretty old, I think. But as far as the history of the Earth goes, it's not really all that old.
Unless you're a kid, then yes, even the newest fossils seem really old and need some explanation from expert educator Laura Kelm, who often teaches classes like this at the Springs.
A plant or animal dies, and then it falls to the bottom, usually of an ocean or a river or some sort of water body, okay? But this could happen on land too. So it'll sink to the bottom, okay, or it'll just lay there on land, and then over time it'll get buried by all those layers of dirt, all those layers of sediment, okay? And then one of two things can happen to it. It'll either get petrified, so it turns to stone, which is pretty cool, or it can actually disappear and leave a mold, so it leaves a hollow space where it used to be.
The best way to discover whether a stone or a hole is actually a fossil is to get your hands on some good examples and try to sort them out.
All right, so I want you to very carefully and gently go through these items and see if you can tell what is a fossil and what's not a fossil. Is that? It's a real bone? I need you to figure out if it's a fossil or not.
A bone. A bone might be a fossil.
It could be like a footprint. That could be a fossil.
But after letting them guess, Laura guides her students to the right answers.
You can see there's a little critter in there, right? You can see the body of a little critter. This is actually a trilobite. So I think a bunch of different groups have different types of trilobites in their piles. All right, so that is a fossil. So your seashells, except for this one, are not fossils. This one is actually a fossilized oyster shell.
Then, because the kids are kids and of course still have questions, it's time to turn them into fossil makers.
So I want you to take your object and push it into the dough, and then you'll get an impression. You'll get a trace fossil, all right?
It's called an imprint.
And then you guys will get to take these home, and overnight they will dry out, and it'll look just like a fossil that you found in the dirt.
And one visitor from Tennessee will also be taking home some vivid images of prehistoric Nevada thanks to his stay at the Springs.
It used to look like a vast ocean, like so many sea creatures, until one day the water started retreating down into the ground and the mountains started crushing up through it.
Jacob just did the week-long summer camp here, and it was very, very educational. He enjoyed it very much. A lot of different fossils, and learned a lot about archaeology and fossils and stuff. So it was a lot of fun for him.
Especially when it came to playing paleontologist in a mini version of a fossil dig.
Everybody has an excavation pit in front of them. Okay, this is where you're going to be digging for fossils, and everybody has a spoon and a paintbrush and a magnifying glass. So you can use the spoon and the paintbrush to try and scrape the dirt away, right? Or brush the dirt away to look for fossils.
And in the process of excavation, some of the young fossil hunters even begin to sound like scientists.
A shell, I think. Looks like a mussel. Maybe.
Looks like a mussel?
Maybe not. I don't think so. Wonder what's in here. I need to train for when I'm going to be a real paleontologist.
But whatever they eventually become, this experience will help turn them into eager discoverers wherever they go in the wide world.
Cool job, good job.
You found one. Ooh, very nice. That's awesome.